Welcome to Fortune Forecast. I am Daisy, your hostess, and you are in my tarot playlist, where in this video we will be doing a collective comprehensive reading for the week of Monday, November 28th through Sunday, December 4th. Well, we're going to close out the week and the month of November and jump right into December. And this is something very special here. Yes, it's a happy birthday to me. I'm the birthday girl. The big 60 here. Hello, hello. All right. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a lunar influence to see where the moon is traveling through the constellation and what influence will it have to us here on Earth. And then that is followed by a 1-card draw for each day of the week. So Monday through Sunday, we will do 1-card draw. That is then followed by angels and demons. Yes, pleasures and temptations. What will be the pleasures that will drive us to do great things, or what will be tempted that maybe we should not? All right. And then that is followed by the elements of the Zodiac. So we will get all of us in the mix, the fire signs, the water signs, the earth signs, and the air signs. We'll find out how and what the influences will be for each one of the elements of the Zodiac. And that is followed by the numerology influence. And then we have a number draw where we find out what the influence of the number for the week will be. What's that vibe and what we should kind of be alert for. And then brought to you by you, yes, the subscribers community question. So if you have a question that you would like a mini reading done here on the channel, then please do post it on the comment below and I will grab it and use it in one of our future sessions. So after that, then we will follow that by a 1-minute meditation and affirmation. And in that 1-minute meditation that we give to ourselves as a gift, where we shut out the world and come into our very own inner place and observe our breath for peace and health and self-love. We deserve that. And then we top it off with the affirmation of the week, where you can take that with you, say it in the morning, say it at night, use it as a power tool to help you get through your week. So are you ready? I am. I'd love to see what this wonderful week is going to hold for the birthday girl and for every other Sagittarian and all of us. So let's get started. In this section, we are now moving to the lunar influence for the week of November 28th, which is my birthday, Monday, November 28th, through Sunday, December 4th. The moon, as a celestial body of the night sky, provides us so much more than its mystery. It also has helped us track time, and scientifically, it has been documented that it affects the ocean with its tidal pull. Imagine that it can affect a massive body of water. What could it not do to us when we are supposed to be consisting of 70% of water? So kind of do the math right there. Moon, water is going to give us some type of effect, right? The moon has been associated with representing the powerful feminine energy. It signifies wisdom, intuition, reincarnation, and spiritual connection. So people across the world and across the ages have gathered around to celebrate the full moon, and farmers across the world also have used the moon to plant their seeds and to harvest their crops. Now the moon moves through the different constellations during a 30 to 31 day cycle, and usually will sit there between 2 to 3 days. So we may be feeling the magnified sensitivities of the constellation that it parks in, depending also on what phase of the moon it is as well. So let's get started as we moving into Monday, the 28th, which is my birthday, and also flowing through Tuesday, November 29, we are going to experience the moon moving into the constellation of Aquarius. Let's consider that on Monday, the 28th, the moon is a waxing crescent. And what does that mean? If you have a clear night, you will be able to see a small sliver of the moonlit as it begins its journey to its full view. It is the first illumination. So that is what we are expecting to experience around Monday. A glimpse of things to come as we are approaching the week. Could be new things arising, new ideas, because we do have the influence of Aquarius. Monday might find you in a sense of either working with teams, doing some charity work, being humanitarian, helping others, communicating about different things. Aquarius is bringing that to the table on Monday. There's the potential of social interactions and activities. Also, the fact that Aquarius is a fixed sign, expect that you are going to want to kind of get things done. You want to get focused on putting those ideas and setting yourself up to get things done. So this may find you going to meetings, gathering with people, and getting things really set in order. Keep in mind that this is a waxing crescent moon moving into airy Aquarius. As we move on through Hump Day Wednesday, November 30th, and also the following, which is December 1, we are now moving into what we call the waxing gibbous moon, moving into emotional watery Pisces. On Wednesday, November 30th, we do have our first view of that moon as a first quarter. A first quarter moon is when you look at the moon and you see half of the moon lit. So it really is, it's only 1/4 of it is lit if you look at it as a sphere. But when you're looking at it face on, as I would call it, Paper Mario style, where you're just looking at it, you would only see half of that moon lit. So when we think about that first quarter moon and how we are going to be feeling its energy affecting us, this would be a great time to kind of go back into our feelings. We may feel a little bit sentimental, and we're being influenced by that Pisces to kind of look at our passions, kind of also address our feelings in our relationships, as well as this is a good time, and we might find ourselves on Wednesday looking at our goals, trying to reach them or finalize them as we're approaching the end of the year. So we're kind of getting into that, let's get things done, because a lot of people might be traveling, going away for holidays and things like that. So things are beginning to kick in and click in for us. So this Wednesday, you may find yourself trying to make some decisions about what you're going to do in the next few weeks, or as you kind of culminate and end the year. So don't be surprised when you're there on Wednesday if you're feeling a little bit more emotional, a little bit more sensitive, and you might even want to keep some things to yourself in a way that you don't want to share things with the world or others at this time. It really is the elevated, amplified energy of Pisces, which is a very emotional sign, along with the moon. So now you've got this double amplified energy of intuition, of elevated senses. So you might be a little bit more intuitive, a little bit more keen on catching things. You might actually be uncovering things, not because you're looking for it, it's just because it's revealing itself to you. Crossing over to Thursday, we are still navigating through Pisces, and now we get to see a little bit more of the moon. We have gone from that first quarter now to the waxing gibbous. There's more to see. So there could be still some more things being revealed. Expect a lot of sensitivity, a lot of communication, and also in the area of relationship, things are being amplified. So things could either actually be amplified in a very positive way, where there is more communication, where there is more engagement. And on the other hand, when we're looking at what is being amplified, maybe some things are being revealed. And we will see this as we look further into this comprehensive reading, see what the cards will reveal as it resonates with this stage of the moon on December 1st. Let's put into play also that we are looking at transitions. And why do I say that? Well, this week itself, we are moving from the month of November into the month of December. And in that, there is a symbol, a sign, something revealing that there is a shift. So we are also experiencing a shift as the moon itself reveals more to us as it's going into its full stage. We are also being asked to shift our perspective, to shift our position. So what is it in life that we might be based on doing on December 1st that we need to start shifting either our money, our attention, our relationship? Interesting, right? Let's now see what happens as the moon continues to move in the heavens. Come Friday and Saturday, our beautiful moon is now waxing gibbous still, and it is now shifting into the constellation of fiery Aries. Fiery Aries, asking us now to step up our game. It is a cardinal sign. It wants to get things done. You might find yourself that you want to start something. Do you want to start a relationship? Do you want to start saving money? Do you want to start a new job? Do you want to start a new life? The moon moving into the Aries constellation will affect you and influence you by urging you to begin to assess your life. You may feel this urge that you want to feel comfortable, you want to feel secure, and it could actually begin to reveal new things for yourself and the new things you want. Remember, we talked about that shift. Could this be a shift in the way you're thinking and the way that you're seeing yourself into the future? So if you are any one of the fire signs, whether it's Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, this will be a little bit more amplified. But for the other signs, this energy will be pushing you, urging you to do a little more, to expect a little more, and the sense of vibrancy in your life. And you're ready also to forgive, but at the same time, you might find yourself a little bit sensitive. So come Friday and Saturday, the only thing is that influence of the Aries where you might call a spade. If there is any tensions or arguments or any discussions that things need to be addressed, you might get that little spunk and that plug from the Aries energy to say things as they are and how you see them and how you feel them. You may feel that you have gone through a lot and that you've endured a lot of hardships and a lot of situations which has helped you. And while maybe looking back, you feel like you didn't have anybody there supporting you and helping you, you're kind of feeling that kind of hard shell on you that if others are going through it, hey, they should be able to endure it just as well. You can either bask in that tough attitude or you can just blame it on the moon. Let's move on to Sunday, where we have our beautiful waxing gibbous moon floating in to the constellation of earthy Taurus. Taurus is also a fixed sign, so we see this sense of trying to get things done as it started off on Monday. So on Sunday, while we're reflecting or we're doing whatever we're doing, we want to get things done. We want to have the perseverance and yet the patience to look at the situation that we have and try and establish a pattern, a system to continue to move forward, because Taurus is about grounding and it's about setting firm ground where you stand, and you would like to see some tangible outcomes. You want to know that there is security there, and you want to find and establish the ways to maintain that. So come Sunday, December 4th, you may be contemplating about the stability in your relationship, the stability in your job, the stability in your standing in your community, stability in your income, and even in your health. So it's a time that you find yourself drawing in from this Taurus constellation being magnified through the moon to come in and look at these material aspects of your life, these other also areas in your life where you're looking for some constancy, you're looking for some security, you're looking for some stability. The Taurus moon is showering you with abundance. It is showering you with ideas. It is showering you with wealth and opportunities. I pray for you that you receive this blessing. And as Mick Jagger said, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. All right, let's move on now to the next section. In this section, we will now take a look at the one-day card draw for the week of November 28th, that's Monday, November 28th, through Sunday, December 4th. Let's see what will be revealed to the birthday girl. Yes, me, on Monday the 28th. Okay, so all of you that are celebrating a birthday today with me, happy birthday to you. Okay, so here we have Monday, Tuesday, all right, Monday. All right, with the Five of Wands, it looks like it's an interesting way to start the week. Some sense of competition, some sense of type of, a challenge that you have not been familiar with, yet at the same time, you do have what it takes to take charge. I'd love to say that it's the V for victory, but it's the V for 5, the numeral number 5. And the 5 is a wonderful number if you are in that transition and transformation. And when we look at for all of us, this is a very special read because I am opening up my own channel. The number 28 has an interesting mix to it. The 1 for the beginning and then the 0, the whole infinity of everything. And so it's a culmination of changes. So for many of you, like me, born on the month of 11, which is a master number in and of itself, it is about spiritual awakening and enlightenment. You are brought here on this time to create some type of change, some type of awakening, not only for yourself, but for all those around you. It may seem that your life is rather unique and interesting, as your soul mission has an incredible purpose to bring light to others. Those that are not on that path may find that almost hard to understand you. But hey, we're not here to be understood. We are here to experience ourselves. So if you can embrace that rather quickly, you can kind of stand in your own quirky uniqueness. So what we have here with the number 5 showing up here on a Monday, it's about the situation is going to present itself that might be a little bit unconventional. It could be in a gathering or something like that where new thing is going to be presented, but this may be a subtle life changing moment where it is about learning something new is going to be presented, something that you haven't done before, something that you haven't experienced before, and it is something that you can get through. There will be people that might be with you, or some that might just not understand this whole thing, but at the same time you have the fortitude, and you have, as you can see, this one person here, which I sense that as being the quarantier, me or you, that you are ready to charge forward with whatever God is throwing your way. So let's look at this in the area of love. There could be, if you are in a relationship, in a dating phase, that there may be others involved here. So a little sense of, well, you're going through something, but there's another person in between that, because this hasn't been kind of set in stone, there are other prospects. So it may feel a little bit awkward because there are other love interests, whether it is you trying to decide with others, or you might be one of 2 or 3 that this partner of yours is still not quite settling in with. So it's a little It brings in a little sense of flirtation and helps you try to bring out the best of yourself into this game as well. Then the other one, when we look at the area of your business, your career or job or your higher education, there could be a little tension and a little conflict between your coworkers or something in the work environment, a little sense of competition. And so you might want to up your game, or maybe you have already upped your game and maybe that is what others are just kind of hard for them to deal with because you're bringing this energy in and you want to do your best. What the heck? Why not, right? Because you can learn more, be more, do more. And then when we look at the area of finances, this is where it's a little bit interesting. Something about there could be a little money issue, something arising in the situation of money, a little bit of arguing, a little conflict, could be something dealing with a negotiation. Nothing that's on the table yet, but could bring itself out there. And so this is kind of working itself out. Could be a real estate deal, could be a business investment deal, but you're still working through the talking points. So really interesting how that's going to work itself out. Let's move on to Tuesday. Well, I love it. So far, we are looking at these upright decks, and if this was a love interest that you were dealing with on Monday, well, definitely the channels are opening up in your favor. So if this is in the area of relationship, this period of going solo, no longer. I love that, because this could mean a new relationship. Also, a new friendship is now going into the next level, or it could be something that might present itself here in business, that the communication is moving forward and things are beginning to work out. So here we have it, a really beautiful card as we're looking at new opportunities for friendships, as well as spiritual information. Could be that you are opening yourself up more to your intuition. You are now going into a new stage of your life where you're trying to become aware of your own spirituality, of your own path. And so a lot of nice things are opening up for you. You are being offered new gifts, new opportunities, new relationships. Let's take a look at Wednesday. Okay, not so fast. Look at that. I would definitely encourage you to go visit my Learn Tarot and How to Read the Lover's card. I will put a little tab so you can click on it and go and check that page out after you've done with the reading here. So here we have, when you see this, we have the number 6. The number 6 refers to that unconditional love. And we see a female and a male naked. Basically, they are okay with showing their true selves. And there's somewhat of a blessing, very powerful blessing, because this angel seems to have red wings with some authority descending from the heavens, from the source of light, bringing a blessing on this couple. Yet, this card came upside down. It could be that come Wednesday, there could be some issues showing up where there could be a breakdown in a communication with another person. And when we see this, this also could mean a disharmony. It could be in the area of relationship, a disharmony with ourselves, a disharmony in the area of money, career. So what do we see as we've seen this started off in the week, where we saw something happening on Monday and Tuesday? There seemed to have been a little breakthrough. But what happened here when it comes to the area of relationship? Could this have been that maybe this person was pushing a little bit too much, and now we're seeing that you're getting the cold shoulder, or maybe this relationship really isn't as balanced and as congruent as you're expecting it to be? Something is quite off. Something is not being revealed in all its truth and honesty. And so this is being revealed to us now come on Wednesday, but then when we look at the other areas, maybe let's take a look at the area of career. Could this have been a conflict between a coworker or someone that you're close to, if this was a business partnership? And this is what we're seeing here. So it could mean that come Wednesday, you could have made a decision probably based on your emotions, and you were looking for just what it meant to you, but you didn't take in, the consideration of the others. And so now there's this situation where maybe someone is blaming someone for what happened. And so you're trying to actually bring things into light, but not quite there yet. So what you need to do is, as you move through this hump day, is to find a way to make peace with this person or this business partner or these colleagues that you have, or the home life, whatever that is, and to let go of whatever is the drama part of the issue and focus on the real facts. See beyond the emotion and take a look really what stands after you take off the emotions. What is the real situation? So if this has to do with a work-related situation, it's important that that get addressed. If this is maybe a romance at work, that could be causing some problems here too. Let's take a look at Thursday. The Page of Wands. Okay, so here we have the Page of Wands. So what do we have? This person here, again, it's interesting because what we see here is this wand, which we saw over here at the beginning on Monday. And when we look closer, this person here dressed in yellow, this person here dressed in yellow, but now there's a level of like authority, a level of knowledge, a level that you want to go somewhere. You've got your hat with the feather on, and it looks like you've got a little better direction after what's happened in the last few days. Now you've got a little bit of direction, but let's remember, this is in the reverse. So that direction isn't really quite there. You want to kind of move forward, but somehow you're still looking back. And remember what we said, to let go of the past here, let go of the drama part and focus on what you really have at hand. Look at what you have working for you and not looking past beyond all that. There could also mean that there's a lot going on in your head and about things that you want to do and things that you want to do move forward, but unfortunately you're looking in the wrong direction. So if it's about this relationship, which they're both in reverse, maybe there is a reason why it's not going good. Maybe the other person wants you to commit to the relationship and you're not ready yet. You still have that adventurer spirit and you kind of feel like, well, there's something better for me. Maybe if I hold out, the right person's going to show up. And so you kind of feeling that you don't want to commit yet. And so there's this sensation that, you're just searching for love, and maybe you don't realize that love is right there first inside of you. Or could it be that, you're looking at this person, but you feel that this person is not reliable and that's why you can't commit. So interesting when you look at it in that relationship side and why it's showing in the reverse. Then when we look at it in the area of career and your job, could it be that part of this thing that's happening, if it's something that is related to work, maybe that conflict is giving you a little bit of cause to kind of just like, what? You feel like, this isn't the place where you want to kind of finish off, that there might be other opportunities for you, but you kind of still, you don't have the momentum and you're dealing with this drama here because you still haven't focused on what your real goals are. And because you haven't focused on your real goals, you feel like you're stuck in a dead-end job. So it's time to sit down and really think about your future. Additionally, what about finances? We like to look at the finances. This could be that you were waiting for some money to come in and that is not there. Or it could mean that you've already spent that money and you've got collectors knocking at your door, and that's creating a little bit of tension for you come Thursday. Let's hope that Friday's better. Let's hope that the weekend lightens up for us. Let's take a look. Well, talk about money. It's like interesting how the cards just tell a story, and here we are. Let's take a look at the card right side up. Well, this would be a great card if it would have been right side up. You've got 8 pentacles and the tree, and it's like, hey, yeah, money does grow on trees, and you're working on projects. You're really excited. You've got the skills, you got the know-how, and you got so much that you can actually throw some around. So, but it's not the case. Look what's happening. In terms of work, what do we have here? It's important here. Definitely, when we look at it again, right side up, it's definitely a card of working, of progress, of doing things with what you have. Yet upside down, everything is just falling, and even the tools have the potential to just fall out of your hands that way and not fall on the ground where you can pick them up. So let's take a look at some of the areas when we're thinking about the relationship. Let's just jump there real quick. So here we are on Friday. We started pretty rough, with a situation, whether it's work-related relationship or some conflict in the relationship with others. Here you have it. At this stage, it was revealed over here come Thursday, a situation that not putting too much effort into. Why? Because you're thinking that there's something better waiting for you, a better opportunity, a better relationship, a better person. And so here, you're not willing to work in the relationship. You're not willing to put the effort because certain things have been revealed. So what do we see here is that there is something's off in this relationship, and something has come up, and there's a really interesting gut feeling about that. That's what the wands are about, fire and action. And so something that has been revealed and yet has pushed through to bring it to the surface that there isn't any honesty in this relationship, and that it might have just been all about the flesh and not about the long journey, the long haul. And so as you stand there reflecting on what could have been, because you're thinking that there might be something better, so come Friday, this is kind of still spilling in that not putting enough effort into this relationship, and probably even neglecting the relationship because you find other interests more important. This is not giving you the spark that you thought it would. Moving into the area of career or job or your business partnerships, there's very little motivation. Again, could be that there is some conflict with your colleagues, could be some conflict at work with your boss, or maybe a work romance that is just kind of affected this relationship. So the 8 in reverse, when it comes to career, job, business, we see here a sense that something is off. We can go back to Monday and maybe something was talked it over, and then kind of feeling that this is not where you want to be. There's very low motivation about this job, about this project that is being presented, and you're not feeling really that you are earning what you could potentially be earning. And either the job is just too tedious for you, or maybe you are not putting the effort that you could be. So this is a moment of reflecting of what you put in, you're going to get back. And sometimes in life, we need to invest a little bit of ourselves so that we can give more to get more. The thing is that we don't usually get more when we're giving that more. It comes back at a different place at a different time. Now let's move on to the finances. This theme is repeating itself in the last 2 cards here about not investing your money, overspending, being careless with your money. And I understand we're getting into the holidays and people start those shopping now with putting things on their credit card with money that they have not earned and have no idea how they're going to pay. And a lot of people are using one credit card to pay off another credit card and borrowing money from that they haven't already made, or have no idea if they're going to make it. You may find that giving material things is not as important of giving of your true self. Okay, let's look at Saturday. Well, the Hermit's come out. So we have 2 major arcanas in the game. With the Hermit showing up in reverse, we have 2 major arcanas, both in the reverse, which could mean possibly that this week, as we're ending the month, there's a lot of transitioning happening. Remember in the lunar message how it talked about that we are moving from one month to the next. So that even in itself is pushing for that transition. And so we see that over here. And as we're moving through this, we look at this situation here. With the Hermit showing up in reverse, it may be that you want to create a little distance and you might want to be alone. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Hermit showing up is asking you to take a look at your path, at your soul mission, at the things that matter in your life, at that inward journey. This is not about getting a luggage and traveling off, but it is possibly more about that inward journey, about what fills your life, and it could mean that there might be some things that you've got to clear out inside of you, some old wounds that need healing. So let's take a look at this. Take a look at this. As you see the hermit, as he stands there with this staff. Interesting, as we go back to Monday. And here you started off on Monday with your staff and it was brown. And now here, this is a golden staff. And you see that in your right hand, you hold a lantern with a 6-pointed star, the number 6, reflecting about unconditional love. And you are looking for that, but that unconditional love, you must give it to yourself first before you can give it to others. You must cultivate it like a farmer cultivating his field. You must cultivate this within yourself and go on this journey. And it might feel like it may be a little cold sometimes and feel a little bit lonely, but remember, this was the number 9, trying to get towards the end of something and it being upside down. It looks like you started something a while back and it needs closure. This part of this situation for you, it needs closure. So we look at these other areas, let's say romance. Maybe we have this feeling of being rejected by this person who we thought we could have a relationship with. Or it could be that maybe your partner has gone away for a while, and this person is no longer by your side. So this feeling of being lonely, and it's hitting you on this day, on this weekend. It has come to roost and you're feeling this energy. Also, let's take a look at maybe the area of career, business, your higher education. What do we see here? This is asking you that you need to realign your inner goals with your outer goals. You need to start really finding something to do that connects with your mission, that makes you feel like you want to get up and work. You want to get up and be of service to others. And that's something that you've got to work out through. This other issue could be that maybe this situation that happened at work, if this was a work related, and I'd like to say something before I move forward, that it is very difficult for most of us readers that are trying to do this very general reading to really pinpoint and help you. But I hope that maybe some of this message can reach you if this is intended for you. And if you are interested in a personal private reading, please go to my page at www.fortuneforecasts.com and set an appointment with me. And once I get your email, I will get back with you. Okay, so going back now to some of the other areas that this could be. If this week is about a work-related situation, that conflict has come here, and so you're trying to deal with this issue at work and you're kind of feeling like a little bit of an outcast, or if this is a business partnership, it feels like right now you're like working alone and you're the only one that's really holding up, the company, and that it's all on you. And it's making you feel really alone at the top. And there is that saying that it's lonely at the top. So if you are a boss, if you are a business owner, and you have some coworkers that have not seen the full investment of the partnership, it feels like you've got a big load to carry right now and you feel quite alone with that. So in love and career, this is really a lot of tension, and the hermit showing up in the area of finance means that it is time now, and very important and urgent, for you to get a better understanding of money, of your finances, of all the resources available to you, and learn how to work with that. Okay, let's see what Sunday's going to bring. Okay, talk about this staff coming through. Wow. Well, I'm telling you, this wand here, and it's interesting for us Sagittarians. The Queen of Wands represents the Sagittarians with the fire signs. So here we have where we start with this energy on Monday, just charging forward with the situation. and could be a life-changing situation because we have that number 5, something that initiates or is asking for this life lesson, to embrace this life lesson or this change or this new thing, right? And then we look at the staff again come Thursday, and we see this theme here. Look at that. And we go now from being a regular mundane matter into now something that has ascended into something else, a little bit more escalation, but yet remember it was upside down. So we see that situation showing up. And then on Saturday, it went to a deeper meaning, and we needed to look at this from a deeper angle and connect with that higher self. And we bring it back to earth here, but we're still fired up with the situation. And now we have the feminine energy, the energy that has allowed us to go in and take a look at this. So this is not about men and women. This is about a human being and what we are. And when it comes to the way that I do the readings and I see the readings, it's just energy, a female energy or a masculine energy. This is about this feminine energy, which invokes us to dig deep into our recess, into our intuition. And so we have gone through that. Looks like we have taken time on Saturday. So come on Sunday, we're now back at our throne with now a more realistic approach. We have gone into the deeps and the depths of our subconscious and our connection with universal. We understand that we've got a lot of work, and we began to embrace that. So while we may not have ascended all the way, we are now grounding ourselves and assuming our place. And so this now is a very positive message. We have brought back some wisdom. We have things to work with that we can wield. And we have some authority over what we're going to do. It's basically understanding that we have dominion over ourselves, our feelings, and the direction we choose to go. We can do that much. Maybe we can't control others, but what we can do is we can work on ourselves. We can cultivate ourselves. And when we cultivate that, we bring forth a lot of dynamic things. So let's take a look at relationship. Maybe we've come to an understanding that my happiness doesn't depend on anybody. My happiness depends on me. If I can bring that out of me, that sense that I have the love to give myself and others, then I will be able to be confident that I can share that with others. Then I can be open and I can be giving. That I am the one that needs to work on this to cultivate that from myself. And as I do that, it will reflect out into the world. So then when we look at the area of career, now that we've had this introspection and we've seen, the lesson, because we started with that on Monday, and now we're like, okay, we've gone through this. We've talked about some things. Things have been revealed. Now I know where to go with this. I have some direction. I know what I want to do, and I'm ready to move forward. And when it comes to money and finances, maybe in the past we've gotten carried away, but now we are here to take a look at our expenses and keep them in check and moderate what we're going to do. Because one thing we don't want to do is live in regrets. There's no one to blame, even the circumstances. We've made those choices. No one else did them for us. Even there could have been people egging us on. There could have been people, encouraging us to, get out there and be a part of whatever they were doing. But at the end of the day, we could have said no. So here we are taking a look at what am I going to do? Because when it comes to the truth of the matter, you will need to embark on that journey. For all we know, they're just going to say, oh, well, I changed my mind. And then you're going to be left with all that big investment and no one else to back you. So be very careful what you're going to do with any spending or investing as you're thinking about that on Sunday. Well, there you have it. Let's move on now to angels and demons. Yes, pleasures and temptations. Okay, let's give this a little whirl and activation. All the blessings from the heavens. Okay, here we go. Angels. Okay. And demons. Okay, angels. Okay, so here we have the King of Swords in reverse. So kings represent the kingdoms that they rule. And so could it be that this person is not assuming or abusing their authority? Maybe in the realm of the mind, being a little bit mentally manipulative, maybe selfish, impulsive. So in love, could this be that this person is being selfish? And so when we see this, what are our angels saying? This could have a couple meanings because it is in the reverse. And it is about seeking that balance forward. And so while these may be what we would call negative traits, maybe this is awakening that you need to bring out some of those things because maybe you've been subduing yourself. And so as we see this situation showing up, now it's moved from the physical to the mental. And maybe you haven't given it a lot of thought of what has happened in this relationship. And maybe your angels are awakening you to looking at the situation from a different perspective, to looking at the character of the situation here and what it is that you are moving towards. And to be alert about this person. This person could be toxic. So possibly here, as the angels are bringing this energy and whispering and bringing this into your attention about this relationship, about this career, about this, your finances, about the things that you've got to focus on, because we do see that the messages that are being brought to you or you are not heeding them. We've got the 3 crows, and usually when the crows show up, it's about opening up to your spiritual gifts. And we see this here with the hermit. What happened, not paying attention to what's inside or what's being brought to you to guide you out of this situation. And remember, also we talked about the shift that's happening from November to December. It's not that we're changing months. It's symbolically what it means, a transition. And usually crows represent transformation and being able to, access things unseen, which is usually in the realm of the mind. We open ourselves to the subconscious, to the God working in us, and face our challenges, because crows are also known to help solve problems and look at solutions if you're dealing with some challenges. So this could be a sign telling you that, you cannot ignore the journey that's ahead of you, and that it's going to require for you to have purity of intention, as the white horse is here, a symbol of enlightenment. So this is for you to triumph over your challenges and move forward into the realm of faith and prosperity and bounty. And it's an awakening of either stay stuck in there or deal. Are you willing to do what it takes to transcend? Because there is a lot of good things coming for you, but why are you blocking it? And you're blocking it in your mind. You are blocking the opportunity. So the angels in general are bringing this message. Are you willing to receive the blessings and the gifts that are coming for you, the love that's coming for you, the abundance that's coming for you, the opportunities that are coming for you? Let's take a look at demons. Interesting. So now we have the 3 of Swords. And so sorrow. So we have also the little triangle representing our air signs. We have a heart cloud with 3 swords in it, and this person's on the cloud thinking about that. So what do we have here? Again, we have the number 3. 3 represents communication, represents abundance, represents manifesting. And so what is it that you're blocking? So we have, interesting, that we have a theme here. Let me put it this way. With angels, we have in the spiritual realm that you're denying yourself because it's upside down, we have 3 crows. And then in the demons, we have 3 swords in the mind. Yet they're both swords. So angels and demons, what are the demons? What are going to be the temptations with this as we look at the 3 of swords? So the 3 of swords usually refers to dealing with loss, a breakup, a loss of a loved one, a grief, something that we are still dealing with, that we haven't emotionally completely healed, and we're still dealing with this mentally. So you still might be there processing and still dealing with this suffering and this pain. And part of that message here is about moving forward and living your life. And the 3 of swords showing up in this message as the temptation is to be tempted to stay stuck in that past story and in that loop and in the grief, and a reminder that there is life happening. So the temptation would be to stay stuck in the sorrow and the pain, and it's just a little push to move forward with your life. And sometimes when you're dealing with a breakup or a loss, you get stuck in that pain so long that it makes it really hard to progress and to recover and to open up the curtains and let some sunshine in. So with this, there is that temptation to stay focused on what happened and not renew your emotions and not have the courage to step forward. And that sorrow will only live in there for as long as you allow it to live. So it's about forgiving yourself, forgiving others. And when it comes to finances, it could be that part of this grief has to do with money lost, an investment that went south. So you could either sulk all over this, and the temptation is to be mentally sucked into that. So what will it be? So is the pleasure going to be to awaken the king within you? Or will the temptation be to change the narrative of your current situation? So it's really interesting how these 2 are both in the swords and they're both reversed. Yet at the end of the day, we are given free will. Which one will you choose? All right, let's take a look now at our elements of the zodiac. We'll give this a little activation, nation. And we will start with our fire sign, followed by our water sign, and then our earth sign, and next our air sign. Okay, fire. My fire signs are Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. What are you willing to walk away from with the number 8? Okay, my fire signs. So we have here a rough road ahead of us. See this mountains? And then we see 8 cups. And this person is walking onward. So let's take a look at Monday. Look what happened here. You had this person with a staff here, and now this person has a staff walking onward. Isn't that interesting, right? So we see here that perhaps this person is not quite happy with the way that things are turned out. You see this by the posture. There's a little hunch facing forward and kind of feeling a little bit not happy with life. Maybe emotionally something here has affected this experience during the week here, and kind of just moving on away from the situation. And if you were looking and exploring your options and looking at different things, and you've kind of had a little bit of experiences with different situations here, and they have not left you with a good taste or a good experience. And so now you're kind of really exhausted emotionally and physically. This person is okay with exploring the unknown and staying away from what is comfortable and familiar. So this person is willing to just move on despite of what has happened here, and that we could see. With the number 8, usually refers to that personal power. It refers to that inner strength, and it also refers to inner wisdom and abundance. So it looks like here you're trying to regain this. We see this over here again. Remember the staff. The staff was reversed, but here for the fire sign, the message is to regain your personal power, reconnect with your inner wisdom. We see this staff played out for my fire signs because the staff is the symbol in the tarot for the fire elements. So here we have it here with the Hermit upside down. So an urge that you need to reconnect with your inner self, with your intuition, with your higher self, with that reconnect with that spirituality within you. And it feels like you feel empty. There is a sense that you need to go away from what is familiar and step into the unknown. So if this has to do with relationship, it could be that maybe you are unhappy about this relationship, or it could be that it's just not worth the struggle or the drama, and the best thing is just to step away and move on. And possibly in the area of career, maybe this job, this conflict, this business, this partnership is not fulfilling you. And maybe you're going to take a vacation. Maybe you're going to go away and just get a break and get a different perspective. And when it comes to money, perhaps you've come to a place in your life where money isn't everything that makes you happy, and you're ready and willing to seek that. Okay, well, my fire signs, interesting month ahead. Okay, so let's take a look at now our water signs. Our water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So what do we have here? And we have a major arcana represented by the Emperor. Okay, and one thing that we consider when we look at this is also upright, and we have the number 4. The number 4 represents foundations, organization, inner wisdom, and we see here that sense of being in a solid rock here. So the water signs are in a solid place as we're looking at this, represented by the Emperor, who at this time is radiating a lot of confidence. And it looks like in terms of your goals, you feel like you are on top of your game right now, as long as you stay in line with what is natural to you, being methodical, being organized, and staying focused on kind of really reaching those milestones one by one and not being in too much of a hurry. So here we have a lot of good things here happening in the area of relationship. Part of that is getting back to basics. And when it comes to relationship, there's a little bit of not being what I would call fantasy love, but really logic love, looking at what is real, looking at what is working. And at the same time, it could be that this relationship is in a place right now that you don't really have to say much, but even though it does help, but this is more of that traditional grounding sense in this relationship and feeling really comfortable where things are going. When it comes to work, this could be very positive for our water signs. So in the area of career, job, and business, a lot of good things are showing up in this sense. Could be a promotion, could also be more responsibility, could be projects that are now coming together and coalescing in a way that are very positive in looking into the long term with future goals, and also creating disciplines and structure. So there's a lot of things that's happening when it comes to career and your job, and kind of really getting into gear of what some type of momentum and feeling comfortable with the work that's ahead of you. And when it comes to finances, what we see here is structure. What we see here is organization. What we see here is a sense that the water signs are getting a grasp of their money. They're beginning to kind of manage things and seeing what's working. And that is a great place to be as you're moving and closing out the year. So definitely water signs are in the lead here. I love it. It looks like they can take this situation here and turn it in their favor. All right, my water signs, points for you. Let's now take a look at the earth signs. Woo! And my earth signs are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And another one that's right side up. And while this may look horrible, and what we see here is, and I would invite you to go take a look at my Learn Tarot and how to read the Tower, but definitely looks like something from above, something external from you, something out of your control. So let's take a look real quick. We have the number 16. We see this tower here. We don't know how people really get to this place, so things are beyond approach here, but something outside of you and outside of your control is going to come in and kind of rock your world. And we see these two people just kind of being ejected out of this tower, and it's on fire. And usually when the tower shows up right side up, it means something out of your control is going to happen. This card being right side up, it's like something imminent is happening. This is definitely going to be part of what's going to change some of the narrative in the future. This is almost like in line with part of what needs to happen to help you with your transformation. Remember, we talked about November going into December. That fact that we're in a week that's jumping and shifting to another month, it's talking about that transition. In a way, it's about replacing old foundations. So when you see this, for me, it's like, okay, what does that mean? Well, embrace change. Stay positive. It's time to change old foundations. It's time to shift into something that's more authentic, more real, more you. This lifestyle that you have built for yourself is so unsustainable. And we see this over here when we look at the angels and demons with coming upside down, asking us, what are we willing to do? Because see the king upside down, he's in his own delusion. He is not focusing on all that is good and true. And so here we have the king and queen ejected out of the throne here, out of their castle. And with it, a lot of other things are happening. For the earth signs, and funny thing that you have this mountain here representative of earth, there's going to be many of you that are going to be going through something that's going to possibly ask you and urge you to start something new again, to progress forward, to assert yourself in life. And then when we look at the number 6, remember we talked about the number 6 as being unconditional love. And so there's a lot of things here that might have been fake, not authentic. And so this is about really giving yourself to others and not being selfish. And remember how this king here I mentioned talks about being selfish. So what is it? What is it that you need to work on? And so the earth signs are going to be placed into a situation that is going to urge you to take a look at how you are thinking, because how you are thinking is creating your reality. And if you are not holding higher expectations for yourself and putting forth the energy that is required to match that expectation, then, it's creating conflict for you. So bringing that number together as that number 16, we see that there is a purpose. There's a higher purpose for you. And things are happening to realign you, the Hermit, to realign you on that path again. Because if we take this and break this down to its core number 7, then the 7 is about, I always like to say lucky 7, but it's really about inner wisdom. It's about connecting with your intuition, spiritual awakening, that enlightenment and manifesting. So it's asking you, to move forward. And the things that are happening, it's to urge you to be authentic, to look at the things and create a lifestyle that you can manage, because things right now are like unmanageable. Ooh, earth signs. Wow. Okay, so far, the water signs are doing great. The earth signs are in for a challenge. So now what do we have left? Our air signs. Our air signs are Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And guess what? They're just like the water signs. Look at that. So, but I have to also tell you, when you look at these are 3 major arcana cards. So we have 3 out of the 4 zodiacs are dealing with very life-changing issues. They may seem very simple, but the fact that we have during the week, we have 1 and 2 positions that have the major arcana, there is something huge happening, something huge, and asking you to step into your game and to cultivate and not let life happen to you, but happen to life, but choose to happen to life. Not allow life to happen to you, but choose to wake up, choose to stretch yourself, choose to be more, do more, give more. Okay, let's come back to our air signs. And here we have the world. So we see a lot of elements: the eagle, we see the human, we see the bull, and we see the lion. So a lot of elements of courage, of earthly finances, we see of seeking higher ground and spirituality, and also embracing our own humanity. And with this female energy, mastering both. And we see here the number 8 kind of in this victory ribbon and the wreath itself and the purple element here. A lot has happened here. A lot of beautiful things here on your path for my air signs. And so with this, we are now here looking at a lot of things coming into harmony for you. A lot of your, what I call self and outer, beginning to now kind of finding yourself that you are able to master a few things. You become skilled. So for my air signs, one of the things that this card brings is that, yes, you've gone through some trials. Yes, you've gone through some happy moments. And you're now in a place where you're actually working with things, you're flowing with things. And this card here is really embodying everything of what is called the life experiences. It's not just sinking in your sorrows, and it's not just reveling in the victories, but it is understanding that both of them are just part of the whole. Not one is more than the other. There is just this sense of the world is what the world is, and experiencing it and just moving through it and feeling that sense of wholeness is really, really paying off for you at this moment. For our air signs, love is flowing. Embrace the love that's coming in your life. Embrace the relationships. Embrace feeling loved and feeling grateful. And when it comes to business, it feels really good. Some of you have hit that quarter mark that you needed with those earnings or projects that you wanted to finish and culminate, and you're feeling really good. You're feeling on top of your game. And as well as money, for the majority of the air signs, when it comes to finances, things are turning around for you. Receive that abundance that's flowing in for you. And also continue to set those financial goals for yourself. And it's interesting, inch by inch, you'll soon make that yard. So interesting also here, because when you take 21 and bring it to its base number, you end up with the number 3. And with that number 3, it is about abundance. So receive that abundance that's coming your way. Receive that blessing that's coming your way. And it's way overdue. And also with this message that's showing up with the number 21, it brings down that there may be some new opportunities coming your way financially or with business or with projects, and great exciting things moving you in a very new direction. So a lot of good things for our air signs. And one thing for sure, our water signs, our earth signs, and air signs are in it in the lesson. So our fire sign is coasting into new adventures. All right, let's move on to the next area, which is our numerology. Okay, so let's bring this in and all right, so we will draw and see what number shows up. Whoa, number 2. All right. So interesting, because when we take a look at this generality here, we have this sense of, as we're moving in, like this emptiness, and then as we're moving forward, we've got the number 2. So the number 2 has the vibrations of service and duty. But when we look at this emptiness here, it's like we had no purpose. It's like looking at the past and trying to find out what meaning does it have. And then when we look at the number 2, as we move forward and we're seeking to balance, the vibration of the number 2 represents balance, service, love, cooperation, partnerships, relationships, intuition, faith, all these things. The number 2 represents our life purpose and our mission. So here we are trying to find this connection. Things are happening in life here as we're moving forward. And finally, on Sunday, remember, we kind of get a grasp of ourselves. We get an idea. We take a look at our pleasures and our temptations, and we begin to decide, what do we want? What do we need to do? What do we need to cultivate? We are dealing with different situations that is pushing us on our life path, whether it's because we're walking away from things that are familiar, or is it because we are gaining structure and creating foundations for ourselves, whether chaos is happening to bring us into our life purpose, or whether because we have begun to realize that that's what we need. The number 2 is activating all this and letting us know that to move forward, we need to have balance. To move forward, we need to love. To move forward, we need to have faith in things unseen. So what do we do as we do that, as we begin to try and cultivate these new things and create the courage that we must and the faith that we need to explore and begin to manifest these into our lives? So the number 2 is a great message that is reminding us we must seek balance, we must have faith, and we should explore love within and outside so that we can reconnect with our divine life purpose. All right. Let's move on to our next section, which is our subscribers community question. And if you would like to be part of the subscribers community question, simply enter your question on the post here, and I will grab it for one of our future sessions on the channel. All right. So the subscriber community question is, do my angels hold any messages for me regarding this reading? Okay, so that'll be interesting. So this person was already projecting into this reading, so let's see what it is. Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to push it over here just a tad. Time to do a little shimmy again. Okay, so here we have, okay. So we have here the High Priestess, and she's holding a globe in her hand, and we also see her with the moon, and we see her with the yin and yang and the pillars. So the High Priestess, when it comes, what do your angels want you to know? So let's keep in mind that the High Priestess has the number 2. And we saw the number 2 over here. So basically already your angels are saying, hey, it's time to seek balance. It's time to follow your intuition. Remember, the High Priestess is about that intuition. It's about connecting with that inner wisdom, and to know that you have that within you to access. So here it is about all the potential that is within you, to allow and bring it out, to trust in the divine process, to trust that you are being divinely guided, and that the answers to your questions are being revealed from within, not from without, like we saw out here. So it's important that you realize this. And when it comes to love, that as you maintain peace and inner calm, and you will create incredible energy in your relationships. And when it comes to career, it's about getting more knowledge and more wisdom, and really being creative in what you can bring to your employer or to your partnership in business and into the projects that you're doing. And finally, with the money, it really is about keeping your finances to yourself. You don't need to be talking to anybody about your money, to families, friends, and relatives. That's your world. So your angels are revealing this here. So now what is crossing this here? The Magician. Wow, you've got two major arcanas with this message for you. And so the thing here, as you have this, is that you are in control. We see that here. We've got the symbol here of the spirituality. We see all the elements laid at your table, everything that you need to make things happen. You are given the ability to access and make things manifest here on earth. You see how the divine rod is pointing to the heavens, and with his other finger, he's directing that energy here, manifesting what he wants. And this person is being divinely guided as how to bring this to fruition. So here we have the message from your angels is that you have the willpower that is within you. And with that, you have everything at your disposal. And everything is within your power, as above, so below. You can create your inner world, and the outer world will follow. So as you tap into the beauty and the abundance and create it inside you through the high priestess, the magician, you can bring the willpower. You have to summon the will. You have to create the desire. You need to create a vortex of energy to bring this into manifestation. As above, so below. That power is within you, and it's up to you to create that inner world. And then once you've got that inner world as beautiful and as abundant and as flowing as you want it, with what you want in your relationship, with what you want in your career, with what you want as your health, with what you want in your finances, the way you can bring it into your inner world, then you have the willpower to manifest it on the outside. Then it will draw out things and situations and circumstances will begin to align with that inner picture that you are creating. In love, creating opportunities for love and being active in love, not staying locked up in a room, but getting out. In career and your business, it's really jumping in on opportunities, not saying no, saying yes. Try it. You don't know where it's going to take you, but definitely doing something will teach you something new. And when it comes to money, it's pursuing financial opportunities, right investments, and making them work for you. Okay, and then the outcome of all that, the moon. Wow, look at that. So it's interesting. We've got three major arcanas. Look at that. And the moon that was inside now begins to be manifested outside in reality. And you bring your emotions into it, and you will be able to get on that path and access everything that you've been dreaming of. We see the towers here now have expanded on the outside and have grown. Your kingdom has grown. Your territory has grown. Instead of just being confined right next to you, it's expanded. And not only do you have the moon with you, but the potential of the full sun at your side. So a lot of beautiful things here. So to answer to that question, what is the message that your angels are holding you regarding this prediction? That no matter what is happening, that you have the power within you to change this narrative and come through just fine. And there you go. There you have it. All right, let's move on now to our meditation and affirmation. All right, well, the meditation here is just a reminder how important this is for you to take time for yourself. And if this begins to help you create a habit, I am so glad to be a part of that. So we're going to take 1 minute. I'm going to ring the bell twice. One to start the minute and the second to finish it. That way, if you would like to close your eyes and hang out in this space that we're created right here, you and I, this surreal, beautiful space, then we can come into that place of silence together and at the same time push things aside, knowing that we are where we're at, yet knowing that there is this one special place where we watch our breath and just flow. So let's do this. Give yourself permission. You deserve it. Okay, here, come back. Here we are. Yummy, yummy, yummy. If your day gets busy, remember that you can always come back to this memory and to this breath. All right, let's go now to the affirmation for this week. I will say the affirmation 2 times, one so that you can hear it, and the second time so that you can say it with me. Feel free to take this and make it yours. Put it in a piece of paper, 3x5, tap it on your home screen so you could see it when you turn on your computer, or simply put it in your phone. When anybody chooses to come in and disturb the peace you have, bring it back, look at it, and say it in your mind, and become empowered by it. Create your moments, okay? Here is this week's affirmation. Day by day and thought by thought, I am creating my ideal life. Day by day and thought by thought, I am creating my ideal life. Well, there you have it. Hopefully, this is something that's going to help you, to empower you, to give you extra tools, to give you a little clarity and see through some of the obstacles that may be in the way. And if anything, we've just spent a few minutes together, a little levity, because we need a little laughter in our lives, right? A little nonsense in our life. And with that, I hope that I can be a channel that can bring you hope and clarity. And hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave me your comment, and hit the bell. That way, you'll get notified when I put up my next video. And until then, be blessed.